Hello, great people. In response to media report and public outcry, President Bola Tinubu has ordered the probe of the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike. Bola Tinubu has ordered a thorough probe after media reports emerged that Nyesom Wike allocated 2,083 hectares of land, equating over 40,000 plots that has a monetary value of 3.6 billion US dollars to his son, Joaquin. And when President Bola Tinubu heard that, he ordered an immediate probe of the Minister of FCT. Nyesom Wike right now is currently panicking because he doesn't know what his fate would be. On this episode of Politics with your short blog, Dr. Omosholadeji, I will be telling you about the probe. Then we'll be looking at the circumstances at which President Bola Tinubu can suspend Nyesom Wike and the circumstance that will hinder him from doing that. We'll be looking at both sides, and is Wike guilty as charged? What are the things that we can point out to, and what will be the outcome of that particular probe itself? We'll be dissecting all this and a whole lot more on this episode with your short blog, Dr. Omosholadeji. First, let me tell you about the scenario that led to the probe. When the media, People's Gazette in particular, when they broke that investigative journalism report, the Aso Villa, the Tinubu boys in the Aso Villa, they were shocked that, wow, so Nyesom Wike could do something as enormous as this, allocate a land that allegedly worth 3.6 billion US dollars to the benefit of your son. So the Tinubu boys went mad, in quote. They went mad that, well, some of them that are even the Tinubu boys right from when he was governor of Lagos State, some of them have not profited to the tune of 3.6 billion US dollars. So they began to imagine that this is the only thing that they know. How about the ones that they didn't know? So they decided to take the matter to the president. So when they took the matter to the president was shocked. But before I proceed further, I made a video as regards the details of the report against Nyesom Wike, how he allocated the land to his son. So at the end of this video, there are two videos will be recommended for you, and one of the video will be the video of the report, how Nyesom Wike allocated the land and everything that transpired. Do well to catch up with this video. If you are watching this video and you are yet to watch that first one, you are missing a whole lot. So do well to catch up with it so that you can have all areas covered. Now let us go back to the report to President Bola Tinubu. So when they reported the matter to the president in the evening, the president was very shocked. He was surprised that is what you guys saying, is it possible? So did they tender some reports to the president that this thing is really causing embarrassment for the government? So the president was compelled to issue a directive immediately when his boys that kind of like reported the matter to him, they were able to convince the president, and the president decided to take the bold step that, well, let there be a probe into this, and it is the secretary to the government of the federation, Joaq, his office, that will be coordinating the probe. So when the president ordered the probe, he decided to put Joaq in charge, that led the office of the secretary to the government of the federation and do the probe. Now, is the probe a good thing? Well, apparently this is what the president should do under the circumstance. But then again, we need to look at something. A probe without the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, suspended from office is more like a charade, in the sense that you cannot order a probe and Nyesom Wike is still in that particular office, is still with the power of that office, is still coordinating the affairs of Abuja and the ministries of land and all other relevant ministries, and the people that will testify him are still working under him. So you can see that what the president could have done is to have suspended Nyesom Wike. If he suspends Nyesom Wike, that will give room for a thorough probe. So that brings the question that, is Tinubu trying to be political about the probe just to fulfill all righteousness and for it to appear as if his government is working? Is he really sincere about the probe? Because I believe that if he's truly sincere, then he should have suspended Nyesom Wike. But then this is what President Bola Tinubu can do to redeem the image of his government. Declaring a probe is not just enough. If Bola Tinubu can make the probe that, okay, this probe should not be a questioning probe. What do I mean by that? There are probe and there are probe. There are different kind of probe. The probe can just be a questioning probe whereby they will just call the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike. Did you allocate land? No, sir. Did you do this? No, sir. So what did you do? Oh, it's the enemies of the government. Oh, it is Tinubu. Oh, it is it is Atiku. It is the obedient that are after me, this and that. And they will just say, okay, go. that is the end. It's still a probe, but then that is just a questioning probe, and you are hearing from one side. So it should not just be a questioning probe, it should be a comprehensive probe with testimonies. And that's why I said it would have been better if the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, is suspended from office. In the sense that if it is a testimony probe, definitely there are some people that they will call from the Ministry of Lands in FCT that they would be able to come forward and testify against the Minister of FCT, and also the aggrieved landowners that Nyesom Wike has snatched land from them. They too will be courageous enough to come forward to give a testimony, knowing fully well that Nyesom Wike is not occupying that seat and they cannot be persecuted. But if Nyesom Wike remains the Minister of FCT, who will come up to say, oh, Nyesom Wike, snatch my land and all that? Since Nyesom Wike is still in charge and is still in power. So the probe should not be a questioning probe, and it should be a probe with testimonies, and testimonies should come from the ministries in FCT and from aggrieved landowners. And also, if President Bola Tinubu want to redeem the image of his government, he should make it an open probe. I'm sure that the controversies surrounding the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, and some of the things that he has done that is in public domain as regards the River State political crisis and all that, he has made himself a person of interest to many Nigerians. So I'm sure that the medias will be willing to kind of like give it a free coverage. So if the office of the SGF decide to make it an open probe, I'm sure that AIT channels, Arise, and other media stations will be more than willing to televise it live and give it a free coverage. So the government of Bola Tinubu should not be clever by half. If they want to probe, let them probe, and let the probe be thorough. They should not play on the intelligence of Nigerians. But at the end of the day, we still have to say kudos to the president for probing the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike. At least he still ordered the probe. Definitely nothing would have happened if he had not kind of like ordered the probe. But I believe that the Minister of FCT could have been suspended. Now, Tinubu, let us look at something that is important. Whether there is a probe or not, or whether the probe is sincere or not, can Tinubu really kind of like make do with a friend like Wike for so long? Well, I can tell you from my lens as a political scientist that deep down in his mind, President Bola Tinubu can't like somebody like Nyesom Wike. In the sense that if you look at the political trajectory of President Bola Tinubu doesn't like strong men. Nyesom Wike has proven that he is a strong guy, and in a moment I'll be going into the sins of Nyesom Wike. What are the sins? What are the sins in code that Nyesom Wike has committed against the Tinubu government and against the Tinubu boys? I will be going into that in a moment. But before I go into that, I believe that Tinubu cannot genuinely like somebody like the Nyesom Wike, because when Tinubu is in charge, he likes to be fully in charge, and he doesn't like strong men. So if you are trying to be too strong, if you are trying to be overly independent, if you are trying to be overly politically rugged, Bola Tinubu will come for you. That happened during the time of Raji Fashola. It almost cost Fashola his second term ticket. It happened during the time of Ambode. Ambode was sacked, he didn't get a second term, and that's one of the things that put Babajide Sanwo-Olu in trouble recently, in the sense that he tried to be his own man. He tried to prove that he's a strong guy by allegedly orchestrating the removal of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, before Bola Tinubu reorchestrate his reinstatement. So Bola Tinubu doesn't like a strong guy. Now, what are the sins of Nyesom Wike? You see that monthly media chart that Nyesom Wike is holding all over the place, that he will be holding monthly media chart. It is seen as being trying to outshine his master. Nyesom Wike has held paid media chart than even Bola Tinubu. Nyesom Wike has appeared before the camera than Bola Tinubu, and he's not the only minister in the cabinet. So for him to be appearing, every now and then before the media, holding paid media chart, that doesn't sit well with some of the Tinubu boys, because they see him as trying to outshine his master, and Bola Tinubu himself doesn't like to be outshined. So you must be under him. And Nyesom Wike trying to be an independent guy, trying to be kind of like overly politically rugged, is one of the sins that will work against him in the presence of Bola Tinubu later on. And another thing is the uncouth orations of Nyesom Wike. You see, the way Nyesom Wike talks, the Tinubu boys have learned something from it, in the sense that they know that for you to have the courage to insult Peter and Mary Odili, that made you to be politically strong, for you to insult Rotimi Amechi, for you to insult Goodluck Jonathan and his wife Patience, for you to insult who is who, definitely it can come to the turn of their god with small letter G, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So that's kind of action the Tinubu boys are saying it, that this guy is a rebel in sheep's clothing, and when the time is right, he will definitely rebel against their god in small letter G, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And another sin of Nyesom Wike, because if you look at it, the Tinubu boys may end up putting pressure on Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is Nyesom Wike is setting unusual performance standard, in the sense that we need to give it to him. Nyesom Wike is setting standard in the sense of in terms of the project that is instituting in the Federal Capital Territory. Even the Tinubu boys, the boys that Tinubu believes they are performer, they have not performed up to the capacity of Nyesom Wike. When last did you hear from Dele Alake, the Minister of Solid Minerals? It's as if nothing is happening in that ministry. The Minister of, is it blue and marine economy, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's cousin, when last have you heard from him? Former Governor Boyega Oyetola, and a host of others like that in the cabinet. So Nyesom Wike is putting them under pressure, and that doesn't sit well with them. Now the big question is, can Bola Ahmed Tinubu truly discipline Nyesom Wike? The answer is yes, and the answer is no. Yes, in the sense that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will wield the big stick because he doesn't like strong men, like I explained earlier, and no, because of 2027. Apparently, nothing is going to happen to the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu needs him to put fire in the PDP for him to have an easy outing in the 2027 presidential election. But then, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins the election, I foresee a situation whereby Nyesom Wike will be having a tough time, because by that time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has nothing to lose, and the Tinubu boys would have collaborated with the enemies of Nyesom Wike to unearth so many kind of like corruption evidence against him, and they will use that to entrap him. And I foresee a situation where Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be dealing decisively with Nyesom Wike on the long run. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with your short blog, Dr. Omosholadiji. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all. Sincerely.